I welcome you once again, my dear ones. Here I am, continuing to share with you the story of my life today.
Chapter 2. The Aten Revolution. The Light of the One God. Our spiritual revolution was not a sudden decision, but a gradual awakening I shared with my husband. We saw how the religion of Amun and its multiple gods had become a rigid institution, steeped in shadows and mystery. So we turned towards the Aten, the radiant sun disk, as a visible, life-giving cosmic truth, with no intermediary between it and its creation. In the 5th year of his reign, my husband took the decisive step. He abandoned his old name, Amenhotep IV, to become Akhenaten, meaning he who is of service to the Aten. And in that moment, I too was reborn. I took my full name, Neferneferuaten Nefertiti, which means, beautiful are the beauties of Aten, the beautiful one has come. This name was a public declaration of my central role in this new world, and of my second, spiritual birth. The essence of our new creed was simple and profound. Aten is the one and only creator god, and we, Akhenaten and Nefertiti, were the exclusive intermediaries between him and humanity. Together, we formed a holy trinity, paralleling in its symbolism the ancient creation myth of the creator god Atum and his twin children, Shu, represented by Akhenaten, and Tefnut, represented by me. This is why in our reliefs, the rays of Aten always extend to offer the Ankh, the symbol of life, only to our nostrils. Akhetaten, building a new world. Our new world had to be built on virgin land, far from Thebes, the stronghold of the priests of Amun and their resistance. The decision to abandon the old capital was a necessary and liberating break from the shackles of the past. In the 4th year of his reign, Akhenaten chose a site in the desert between Thebes and Memphis to build our utopia. We named it Akhetaten, meaning horizon of the Aten, the city you know today as el-Amarna. It was a blank canvas, a city built from nothing to be entirely dedicated to the Aten. We designed its temples to be open to the sky, without roofs, so that the sun's rays could flood them directly and our prayers could reach the god without barriers. We moved to our new capital in the 7th year of his reign and began a new chapter in Egypt's history. Art in the service of truth. Our image to the world. The radical transformation in art during our era was not an artistic whim, but a meticulously considered theological choice. We abandoned the idealized and static forms that had prevailed for thousands of years and adopted a style characterized by fluidity, intimacy, and at times shocking realism. This style was a reflection of our new creed, which celebrated Maat, or truth, and the vibrant, living world that Aten created. Our features in some reliefs may seem strange or distorted to you, but they were theological symbols. The wide hips and prominent belly of my husband, Akhenaten, were not a sign of illness, but represented him as a fertile, life-giving entity, combining both male and female principles, just like the genderless Aten itself. My depiction as a near-identical image of him, with the same red skin tone that was reserved for men, was intended to affirm our status as an integrated divine pair. Even the elongated skulls of our daughters in the art were a sign of their divine lineage. This artistic style was constantly evolving. The first phase, associated with the sculptor Bach, was the most experimental and exaggerated. But later, under the supervision of the great sculptor Thutmose, who created my famous bust, the style became more realistic and delicate, while retaining its revolutionary spirit, distinct from the traditions of the past. Our revolution was comprehensive. We did not just change Egypt's religion, we reshaped its entire visual identity. We changed our names, moved our capital, revolutionized our faith, and redefined a 3,000-year-old art form. We understood that to change people's beliefs, you must change their entire symbolic and visual world. Every element in Akhetaten was designed to entrench the doctrine of Aten, and my prominent role in this art was not merely an expression of my personal power, but a theological necessity to provide the divine feminine principle in our new religious system.
Chapter 3, Lady of the Two Lands, the Great Royal Wife and Beyond. I held the title of Great Royal Wife, Hemet Nisut Behet, but my role far exceeded that. My titles were adorned with phrases like Hereditary Princess, Great of Praise, Sweet of Love, Lady of All Women, and Mistress of Upper and Lower Egypt. But there was one title that set me apart from all who came before me, a title borne by kings alone. I possessed power that no queen before me had dreamed of, a power that paralleled that of the Pharaoh himself. Have you seen those reliefs where I am shown smiting the enemies of Egypt? This sacred ritual was exclusive to kings, yet I performed it. I wore crowns that were not for anyone but pharaohs, like the Atif crown and the Khat headdress. No woman before me had done so except the great Hatshepsut. In our reliefs, I was depicted at the same scale as my husband, a clear indication of my equal status, which was a stark departure from artistic tradition. Most importantly, I held the title Lady of the Two Lands, Neb Tawi, a sovereign title of kings, and I was the only queen to have this title inscribed next to her cartouche. This was not just an honor, it was an explicit declaration of my sovereignty over the land of Egypt. I was a priestess in my own right, leading religious rituals by myself and presenting offerings directly to Aten without my husband's presence. My daughters, fruits of the light. At the heart of this religious and political revolution, there was family warmth. I gave birth to 6 daughters who were always present in el-Amarna art, filling our reliefs with life and movement. They were the fruits of the divine light, and I remember them all with a mother's love. Meritaten, Akhetaten, Akhenaten, Neferneferuaten Sherit, Neferneferuaten and Neferneferuaten. Those intimate moments you see today in museums, my daughter toying with my earring, another cradled in my lap, were the essence of our lives, and we immortalized them in stone as part of our divine truth. My daughters had a vital role in the future of our dynasty. The eldest, Meritaten, bore great responsibilities. The third, Neferneferuaten, was destined to marry her half-brother, Tutankhamun, whom Akhenaten fathered with another wife, believed to be his sister. But joy did not last without sorrow. We experienced a great tragedy with the death of our second daughter, Akhetaten, around the 12th or 14th year of my husband's reign. The walls of the royal tomb in Akhetaten still carry the echo of our grief, depicting scenes of her funeral. It was a moment of profound human vulnerability, reminding us that even the brilliant light of Aten cannot erase all shadows. Daughter's name, Meritaten. Approximate year of birth, 1356 BC. Known significance, the eldest daughter, appeared in many royal scenes, may have served as a royal wife to her father after Nefertiti's disappearance. Akhetaten, 1349 BC. The second daughter died at a young age. Her death is a major event depicted in the el-Amarna royal tomb. Neferneferuaten, 1346 BC. The third daughter, famous for her marriage to her half-brother, the pharaoh Tutankhamun. Neferneferuaten Sherit, 1344 BC. The fourth daughter, little is known about her. Neferneferuaten, 1341 BC. The fifth daughter, little is known about her. Neferneferuaten, 1339 BC. The sixth daughter, little is known about her.